So the idea of having a platform where the content that I put up is protected and copyrighted and is mine, and if someone does lift it, which does happen, at least I can take some action on it.
Right.
Sort of a no-brainer. And so, yeah, I put the wheels in motion. I spoke to Hollyoaks about it, believe it or not, and it just came to a point where I was like, I'm going to try it. I'm going to launch it, and we'll see what happens. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, okay, we can put that to one side.
Were you terrified?
Yes, obviously, more because I just didn't know how it was going to go. I think I was more terrified of people's reaction to it.
Right.
Because OnlyFans has this people have a preconception of it and don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is.
People don't know what it is.
You go, is it like the curtain at the peep show? What is it?
So when you do look into the platform, there's tons of content on there of all different genres. You know, of course there is explicit content on there. That is why it is protected. You've got your wall posts, but you can then unlock extra content. So that might be, you know, I might do a photo shoot and put one picture from that photo shoot, and people love it and go, I want to see more from that shoot. I go, okay, cool, you can. Here's X amount to unlock the rest of that shoot. And that's...
So you're in complete control of your own destiny.
Yeah.
How did you find out that you were no longer there, and how did it feel?
So I launched OnlyFans on a Friday, and it went really well, and I was like, this is amazing, like I should have done this years ago. I got really positive feedback, mostly from general public and obviously everyone that knew me. And I then got a phone call, I think the following Thursday. So the platform I'd been running for about a week. And like I say, I had told the show that I was doing it, and they had essentially given approval. So this is why I suddenly went, hang on a minute, what's happening? So I got called in for a meeting and ended up having a meeting over Zoom, and they were like, you have to take it down. It has to come down. And I was like, well, why? It's over 18. And I was like, yep, I appreciate that the platform is over 18, but my content isn't over 18. So what's different to what I was doing before? Like, why is there an issue? You have to take it down. We can't be associated with it. It's like, right. But hear me out. This is a good thing. Like, we're protecting the youth audience because they can't access this platform. Not that my content is explicit, but they couldn't access it anyway. So why is this an issue? Anyway, long story short, I didn't back down. One, because I have spent so many years of my life being a people pleaser and a yes person, and actually I went with my gut this time and went, no, because this is right for me, this is right for my family. And two, because I knew at that point that it was successful and that it was working. And I just thought, even if this only lasts for another couple of weeks, like, I am happy that I have made this decision just to stand my ground for me and for every other woman that's sort of been told no in the past. And just the hypocrisy of it all, I think, as well. The fact that I had been sexualized and been made an object of sexualization for my entire adult life, to then be told that I couldn't do it on my own terms was really, that's the bit that stung, because it just didn't make sense to me. And I was talked to like I was a 17-year-old still, and I was sat there and I was like, I am a 40-year-old woman. This is not happening. So that's sort of how it came about. And then I got an email basically to tell me that my contract was terminated with immediate effect.
0.5% of the people on OnlyFans make any sort of money, like 700,000, I think it was. Obviously, it's been reported that you have made money. Do you think they would have sacked you if you'd not?
I think the issue for them, and this is me speaking on their part, obviously, is that they had no control over it. And that's what terrified them. And if they'd allowed me to do it, what would stop the rest of the guys and the girls on the show going, oh, well, okay, Sarah's successful on there, I'm going to give it a go. And then when people realise actually the control you have, the freedom, the biggest thing for me about the platform that has changed my life is the freedom it's given me, the freedom of creativity, the freedom of time. Like, I run my schedule The schedule on the show is horrendous. So to suddenly go, I can do the school run. Yeah, like Stanley's got a school concert. I will be there. Like, I 100%. Going on holiday these days, I don't have to ask permission. Like that, because I've had to ask permission my entire life, has been life-changing. So I think if people or the people on the show saw that, they would potentially lose their entire cast, because people go, hang on a minute, why am I doing this for this much when I can do this and have free, like, creative control freedom and earn this much? It's a no-brainer. So I think my personal view on why it happened the way it did was that they panicked, didn't know what to do, and rather than sort of working with me and working something out, they just went, we need to shut this down now.
Obviously, you got a lot of support from Hollyoaks fans, but was there like an internal shame, or did you feel a shame from Hollyoaks itself or members of the public?
I think the way that Hollyoaks dealt with it made me feel shamed. So my contract was terminated on the Wednesday morning, and the Wednesday evening it was suddenly online in the press with no warning to myself. So suddenly I was dealing with the fact that I'd been sacked from my job and wondering, right, okay, what happens next? Like, this is big, and are we okay moving on from here? And then suddenly, you know, without any consideration to me or my feelings or the context, the dialogue again being taken out of my control, it was online that I had been sacked because I'd joined online adult site OnlyFans. So the narrative was taken away from me, and I think that it probably finalised it for me that I'd made the right decision, that they had so little respect for me that they didn't even give me the heads up that they were going to do that.
Shame you.
Yeah,
and of course people remember the headline, they don't remember the story.
Yeah.
So, but also, so the narrative that they put out there, was it that they didn't want you to have control of your own life, or was it that you were a naughty girl?
It was that I had overstepped the mark, basically, yeah, and I'd gone against what they'd said, and that because of that, these were the consequences. That's how it read, and, you know, and they never spoke about it again, so it's not like they ever came back and apologised or reworded anything. It was just left at that, and then I had to deal with the sort of unravelling of that. And luckily, everyone was very supportive, but it could have gone another way. So, yeah, that's where I think the shame came from. I'd spent years sort of going on set and being put in short skirts and having the camera pan up and all, you know, almost be up skirt and things like that, and then directors sort of manhandling you and feeling uncomfortable to then be told that I couldn't take control of that myself was, I think that was the biggest sort of kick in the teeth. But one of the negative comments people said was, why would you give up such an amazing job? I was like, well, actually, how do you know it was an amazing job? Because what you don't know about that is that I wasn't earning very much money at the time. I was very unhappy there at the time. And actually, it was a relief to step away from that, because I didn't want to stay there forever, but I would have done, because I had, you know, it was an acting job that I was in that was sort of consistent. So I think that's what people don't see is, if they decide at any one point that they're done with your character, there's no love lost there for them to go, yeah, we're writing you out, you're gone.
Yeah.
You know, even there's been people there that have been there forever that I know felt like that they were in a really secure space and role, and they've gone.